What is going on, my brony baloney brothers, my boys, my goyles? What's going on, everybody? It's your host, Mikey G. Now, you're probably wondering, why do you want to invest in REITs? What makes REITs so appealing to people like me? Why do I always talk about REITs as if it is better than anything out there? Why am I so obsessed? It's simple. I believe in REITs. I love them. They make me feel pretty when I don't feel so pretty. But REITs are the best, man. And for those of you who don't like REITs, I get it. Look, you still get returns. You still get positive returns. Not all REITs are created equal. Some real estate investment trusts are better than others. But the point is, it's a way to gain exposure to real estate without actually having to buy the properties or manage the properties. It's all done for you. Now, granted, there are management fees that you lose out on some profit due to management fees and things like that, but you're still making a profit. If the company does well, you're a shareholder, which means you're an owner. You do well. Those are the correlations right there. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. But yeah, no, as somebody who loves to invest, and I'm somebody who really enjoys investing, you could say that I'm very obsessed with investing. I'm proud to say that I'm a REIT investor, man. REITs in my sheets, baby. All right. Got to look at my GPU usage real quick. Okay, 42%. It's not bad. 42 dedicated GPU memory. Hells to the yeah. It's looking good. I'm only using 50% of my GPU, so it's not bad. 42%. Actually, you know what? Let me take a look. What are we talking about? Michael, isn't that a girl's name? I mean, if you say Michelle, sure. It absolutely is. ChatGPT, will you please tell me what's going on? Well, it looks like my GPU memory is not like being excessively used. I think a 42% utilization is not bad. Okay, cool. So the GPU speed's looking good. I'm doing an interesting video encoding here. Oh, snap, dude. You got Starlink to work? Hell yeah. Starlink Mini, dude. That's so pimp. So you could probably... It's basically just like you can have internet wherever you want, even in places like that are struggling to get like cell service. That's insane. Like I love the whole concept of Starlink, man. I think it needs to be I think it needs to be more. I think it needs to be marketed even more. I think Elon Musk does a pretty good job of marketing this stuff, though, dude. But yeah, Starlink is pretty pimp, especially if you are, living in any more remote areas, stuff like that. If I was to move like out of the city or anything like that, I would definitely be more than happy to get a Starlink, dude. That'd be sick. It's tempting. That's for sure. It's tempting to go get a Starlink, without a doubt. Nobody's there. Yeah, that's wild. So you being able to do a live video from that location is huge, by the way. That's insane. Especially if it's a location where nobody's been able to get internet access before. Doing a live stream in places where people usually can't get internet can be really lucrative. So just being able to get, even doing nature streams, just walking around in the forest, man, it's so much fun. Like, I can't get enough of that. That's fucking sick, though, dude. What a beast. I love it. There we go. It's fun to be live, we're doing it. I went back to 1080p. I was like thinking about it for a little bit. I thought, let's get back to 1080p. I think that'll be good. I lowered the audio quality down a little bit because audio quality at 192 kilobits per second is pretty good. That's pretty good data quality it's good quality for the audio, especially during the live stream. I don't even know how YouTube encodes audio, and usually recommends 192 anyway at the maximum. So I was like, let's just let's conserve whatever bandwidth we can on this. It's good to see everybody, though. I'm going to check out the quality of the stream, make sure it's still good. Let's see. Mr. TJ says, I need to tool with it a bit more to make it perfect, but I made it work. Hey, the fact that it's working as a start, dude, the fact that you're able to broadcast in any way is pretty pimp. So, you gotta give yourself a pat on the back, brother. That's sick. It's badass, dude. Hell yeah. What a beast. Dat Home out there says, hello, what up, Dat Home out there? How you doing, my brony brother? I call everybody my brony baloney brothers. Hell yeah, let's roll. What up? I gotta check something. I'm looking at some of the after hours trading real quick. I do enjoy doing a little after hours trading with ETFs. A little extra profit never killed anybody. Oh snap. Oh no, Bitcoin's up on a bull run. That means I'm gonna bet against it. Hell yeah. 46.06. Actually, I'm just gonna wait till the normal markets tomorrow. We'll see what the normal. It's easier to buy just whatever market price it's at tomorrow instead of having to figure it out during the after hours. Usually, there's a little more volatility, and I like it that way. Well, thing is, man, I'm going to be pretty busy. As much as I would love to go hiking, man. Problem is just like, I got a lot of stuff with family that I'm doing over the week, and, so I mean, like, even though I got some free time, I still got these responsibilities I got to do, and so I don't even have that much time to hike, unfortunately. But yeah, I've just been kind of making sure that I do everything I can, and I've been going on YouTube quite a bit, I'll tell you that, but as far as hiking goes, man, I don't really know. Where do you typically go to hike? So I just can't make any promises right now, just because of everybody's been pulling me in all sorts of directions these days. But because I just don't want to make any plans and bail out. That's the thing. I don't like to bail out on plans, so I don't like getting anybody's hopes up too much. But yeah, I can never make any concrete plans, which sucks. Like I said, I got people in all directions needing my attention. So, I mean, it's good that I got more flexibility in my schedule, but around there by your place. Okay. Yeah. Because I won't say where you're at specifically because I don't want the chat stalking you or anything like that. But yeah, out at your place, let's see, because I'm trying to think. Yeah, you probably got some, you guys got a lot of woods out there where you're at, so. But yeah, I mean, it's something to consider for sure. I mean, it would be pretty fun, but I don't know. Just I get so busy, I can't even really. The only place I really ever go to these days, I mean, at least while I've been so busy, just because I usually go out to Lakeside. It's about the extent of where I've been going lately, but that's not bad though, man. It's not bad. I'm just a tough person to make plans with. I'm one of those guys. I'm impossible to make plans with sometimes. It sucks. Yeah. Just because, like I said, I got my family, pulling me in all directions, and yeah. I may be heading up to Eugene for a little bit. I don't know when that's going to happen, but I don't think it's not going to be this week or anything like that. But I just, my brother lives in Eugene. I just haven't seen him in a bit, and yeah, I hate to make excuses, but that's just the truth. I usually, if I'm not doing this show, I've got something else going on, or a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. Holidays, I'm a busy motherfucker, so it's virtually impossible for me to. It is virtually impossible to get me to go anywhere sometimes. Yeah, I've just been focusing on doing the show, and then going out to my girlfriend's place and hanging out with, making sure my mom's good, and making sure my dad's good, and just kind of, I feel like it's probably a good thing that I'm more available, Yeah, my man. I remember you were telling me you guys, I know you guys are having a couple people over. I think it was, I remember you telling me that it's a couple of the people who own, what's that place called? It used to be the American Market is what it's called now. I think it's the or something like that. The couple that owns one of the American markets or whatever. You're gonna have them over, which is really cool. And yeah, it's gonna be a big Thanksgiving, dude. It's gonna be a huge Thanksgiving. I dig that. That's cool. But yeah, I'm gonna be going over to my mom's for Thanksgiving, and then probably try to find a way to have Thanksgiving with my dad in some way. And yeah, it's formerly TNT, now it's American Market. Yeah, it's really cool that you're having them over for Thanksgiving, man. That's pretty pimp. Yeah, those American Markets, they do run those pretty well, I got to admit, especially the one out in when you're going out to the beach. It used to be Lighthouse Grocery, and now it's American Market out there as well. That's another good spot, man. One of my favorite places. They got a really good deli selection too. So sometimes when my girlfriend and I are going to the beach, we'll go to American Market on our way out to the beach, and then we'll get some chicken out of the case or something like that. We'll get whatever deli food they got available. It's pretty fun. They keep things pretty reasonably priced too. I'm really impressed how they run their operation, man. They do a really good job. But as somebody who's obsessed with the business side of things and all that, but let's see. TJ says my dad leaves for detox and treatment tomorrow in Roseburg. Oh, okay. I'm glad he's going to get help. I really am glad to hear he's trying to get help and trying to fix a lot of his problems. I know he only met me once, but if you can, let him know I'm rooting for him. Next time you talk to him, be like, hey, remember that Mike guy who came to your place? Just let him know that I'm rooting for him. And I'll say a few prayers for him, too. I'll say a few prayers, for sure. Because it's like, I'm lucky I've never had to deal with that. I've never had to deal with going through detox or anything, any sort of treatment to get off of drugs. I'm very lucky in that sense. I will admit quitting smoking cigarettes was tough, but quitting smoking anything that's like alcohol or stuff like that, man, it's tough. And I gotta say that, I gotta say that's pretty impressive. Hold on. Spike in my GPU here. Shared GPU memory. Temperatures at 27 degrees Celsius. Well, doesn't feel like it's too hot. That's good. Oh yeah, man. Hey, TJ, I'm glad I was able to help that night, man. At least relay, help relay whatever message and be a communication beacon in some way. I'm always glad to help, man. Always. At least when I'm able to, I should say. I try my best to be available, but like I said, a lot of people at this point in my life, I want to make sure that I'm as readily available to render aid and assistance to the best of my ability at this point in my life, and it's really what it boils down to, man. How, if I could help anybody, really, it's a good thing. But I'm glad he's getting the treatment he needs, though. Seriously, that's so good. It sucks to quit anything, especially if you feel like it's been helping you out. Like I said, cigarettes were the toughest thing for me to quit. It's the only real relatable experience I have on any sort of detoxing, and that was tough. But yeah, no, always happy to help you out, brother. At least to some capacity at the bare minimum, if I could try, even if it's just simply being a messenger, But yeah, so I know I'm going to segue to a quick topic here. Now this is about REIT investing. I want to talk about a couple things on REIT investing. Now, a lot of you guys are probably tired of my fat ass talking about REITs. You're like, dude, does this guy ever talk about anything else? You're thinking, does this guy talk about anything else but REITs? I love REITs. REITs in my sheets, okay? See, thanks, man. Oh, yeah, so TJ says, thanks, man. It's the hardest that he will be so far away. He's our only family in the state. Yeah, but I think it will be good, especially if it was getting bad, especially if what was happening with him was getting rough. This will probably be for the better, man. For him to be able to get the detox, and then hopefully he'll just be able to come back and be on the straight and narrow. You know what I mean? Because if he's on the straight and narrow, that's perfect. That's perfect, man. It does take courage to change, by the way. That's something I don't think is stated enough in our society. I think people constantly applaud consistency and people not changing, but I think it takes courage to change. It takes courage to change. And I'll give him this, man. It's a courageous adventure to try to change. And it's worth it. It is worth it. Anon is saying, you ever bought a stock you made money on, bro? REITs into a housing crash. So real estate investment trusts, I think, are perfect because one, you're getting a consistent income. Rent consistently raises, whether it's residential, whether it's commercial, or whether it's even storage facilities. Now, I own a lot of different real estate investment trusts. I really do. Like, I am so heavily diversified in REITs, it would make most people throw up. They'd be like, dude, you own too many REITs. And I'm like, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. I do. Hell yeah, dude. Of course I do. I'm the REIT king, dude. I love REITs. I'm all about that life. I'm all about the REITs. But, thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man. I will not say that I've been perfect in my life. I'm going to grant you I'm not like a saint, but I do try to do my best to actually be the most honorable version of myself. And mainly because I think it's just the right thing to do. If I could be the best person, this is a philosophy of mine, if I could be the best version of myself, I can't be it all the time, but if I could be the ideal version of myself, and I can give the best effort that I can, I think I could change the world in some way. Maybe not in a massive way, but in some way. So I appreciate it, man. I try to keep my heart as pure as possible. I try to keep it working at least. But I appreciate it, brother. You got a very good heart too. You seriously do have a very good heart, and I do appreciate that compliment, man. I do try. I do try for sure. Do I get a little stressed out sometimes? Yeah. Am I a bit of a loner sometimes? Oh, fuck yeah. I'm too much of a loner sometimes. But I think it's a good thing, though. I think sometimes I'm one of those weirdos that I'm an isolated freak. But I appreciate it, though, man. And you're a damn, by the way, you're a damn good father, whether you realize it or not, man. Like I see the effort that you put into everything that you're doing. And I just want to say it's pretty damn admirable. So just keep up the good work, brother. You're a rock star, Mr. TJ. What a beast. What a beast. But, by the way, to everybody out there, can we get, I want to get more people subscribed to my boy TJ. He's getting close to 1,000 subscribers. He likes to do live streams the same way that I do. We don't do the same kind of live streams, but we do live streams, which is really cool. And I want more people to try to subscribe to this guy because he's a family man. He's a pretty pure dude, pretty pure. And honestly, I think first off, he makes some cool short videos too. Who's cutting onions? But yeah, that's funny. But yeah, no, make sure you guys subscribe to my boy. I do want to see him get to 1,000 because I know that YouTube can be actually surprisingly a lucrative additional stream of income. It can be very lucrative, and one of the reasons I'm trying to get TJ up to 1,000 subscribers or more is because, and also I want him to up his watch hours too if he makes more live streams, even if it's just simple live streams in the house, by the way. I'm telling you, TJ, even the simple streams, you don't have to overcomplicate. Even keeping them in the house sometimes can do wonders. Trust me. You could do a lot. So I really am trying to encourage TJ because I think first off, he clearly has a passion. TJ clearly has a passion for making content. Like I've seen him also interview people during the rallies, the anti-Trump rallies. I've seen him interview those people. They get pissed off, but that's just who they are. These people get pissed off because they don't like a person who questions their reality. That's really what it boils down to. So he's a fun, his interviews are very fun. So guys, check out his live streams on his YouTube channel. I mean, you'll be thoroughly entertained by the people he interviews because I'll tell you, it's some of these people are just not thrilled. They're just not happy people, unfortunately. And I pray for their happiness, by the way. I honestly pray for their happiness, and I want to see them happy. But you know, I mean, the interviews are interesting, though. I was able to overhear one of the interviews that TJ did. It was really funny because he was oh, you got it, brother. You got it, man. I'm trying to do everything in my power to get more people. I want to see people subscribe to your channel only because I want to see you making more content. But I want incentive for you to make more content. So if you had more subscribers, that's more incentive. So if I can get more incentive to the people out there, that's really the goal. That's really the goal overall. Tim Smith says Bitcoin up $7,000 over the weekend. S&P 500 up tonight in pre-market trading. Oh wow. Oh wow. Hell yeah, TJ. Honestly, if I'm a beacon of inspiration for people, that's pimp. Hell yeah. So yeah, if I'm a beacon of inspiration, man, I'll wear that with a badge of honor. Hell yeah. Well, no, and I like making content too. I have a lot of incentive to do so. I know there's people who want to hear the content, but I know that I can make money doing it. And I'm determined. I think determination, a little bit of obsession. You know, you don't have to go overboard with the obsession, but you know, be as obsessed as you want to be. I'm hyper obsessed, but I'm just a crazy person. I think I'm just too crazy. But I know I just have a very obsessed mindset on certain things. I get really obsessed with like doing videos. I wouldn't say I have like too many obsessions, and I try to make sure my obsessions are not bad obsessions. You know, I'm not like addicted to drugs or anything like that. I got a little bit of a caffeine addiction for sure, but I love caffeine. Keeps me wired, man. Keeps me wired and rolling. So yeah, if I can inspire people around the globe or even locally, I'm all for it. YouTube gives me that ability. So I just, you know, I see people like TJ who clearly has the talent, who clearly has the talent, and I hope that's why I like to. And I'm not just talking him up to blow smoke up his ass. I'm trying to talk him up because I think he deep down in his heart of hearts he realizes he's got the talent, and I just kind of want to push it. I want to push it. Yeah, no, and I think it's cool. By the way, I think it's cool that you want to share that life. And to share it, I mean, like, people will be able to jump into a different world. Maybe realize, like, whoa, because people who live in, like, bigger cities and stuff like that, like in Eugene or Portland, you know, may not get to experience that, and they honestly could. Peter Ham says, I would be inspired by you talking about DS9. Are you talking about Star Trek Deep Space Nine, dude? Are you talking about the Star Trek Deep Space Nine? Dude, Star Trek Deep Space Nine is one of the greatest. I'm just going to say this. It is one of the best Star Treks to ever come out. Now, if you guys want my rankings on Star Trek, by the way, so my rankings go like this, and it's a little blasphemous, so bear with me. Star Trek The Next Generation is my number one. I think that's a reasonable one. Number two, Deep Space Nine, second favorite, okay? Third, Star Trek Voyager. Now, I will say that second and third was very tough for me to determine. You want to know why? Because I consider Deep Space Nine and Voyager so close together in greatness that it is tough to... I almost consider them a tie at second. But if I have to choose who's at number two, I love my boy Captain Sisko. So Deep Space Nine, number two. Now, so Voyager's number three, and then fourth would probably be, I'd have to say the original series would definitely be number four. And then number five would be Star Trek Enterprise. And then, so Peter Ham says, if you even mention Discovery, well, I just mentioned Discovery by reading your comment. Now, I'm not a fan of Star Trek Discovery. I consider that part of the woke Trek universe, and the woke Trek universe is basically fan fiction. So screw that. And then TJ says, I'm working so hard on the novel I'm writing that I can't focus on YouTube as much as I want. It's tough to split time between the two. It is tough. It is seriously tough to split time between the two. I'll be publishing on Kindle and Amazon. Ooh. Really? Okay. Hell yeah. So, by the way, check it out. My boy TJ, Stocks Family Farm, will be publishing on Kindle and Amazon next week. You know what you could do? You could do occasional live streams for like 30 minutes to an hour describing your writing process. Because honestly, you could do a live stream about just about anything. It doesn't have to be anything. It could be, if you're a writer, man. Oh, no, by the way, Peterham, this is really, this live show, I like to go in the direction that the chatters want me to go. I don't always go in the direction that chatters want me to go, but if you're talking about Deep Space Nine, I am more than happy to talk about Deep Space Nine because I really do think that is one of the best Star Trek shows. When I was younger, I didn't think so. As I've gotten older, I've really appreciated the fuck out of it. It's incredible. James McCain is saying Star Wars is greater than Star Trek. I mean, Star Wars has cooler action sequences, I'll give you that, but as far as story goes, man, I'm all about Star Trek, dude. Let's see. Jeremy M says, sleeping on Star Trek Enterprise, it's how everything started. Now, here's the thing. Granted, I do love... It's tough for me to even make a top 5 list for the Star Trek series because of how many... how many great series there were. There were 5 incredible series that I mentioned. It's tough for me to pick and choose which ones are my favorite because at the end of the day, I got to say I love all of them. Not Discovery though. Star Trek Discovery's woke Trek. But yeah, no. Star Trek is an incredible franchise in my opinion, and let's see. James McCain says, what kind of novel? Sasquatch erotica? Everyone knows who Luke Skywalker is. Only nerds know about Captain Kirk. I love Captain Kirk, dude. Captain Kirk is sexy, dude. Nate Dogg says, don't need to wait 5 seasons for Voyager. Oh, man. I will admit, I understand the Star Wars. It's funny because I love Star Wars. I think it's great. But I do believe I think that Star Wars is an overrated sci-fi. For sure. But yeah, don't need to wait 5 seasons for Voyager. But I will say that the Enterprise theme song is what makes, it's the reason the skip intro button probably exists, is what my boy Nate Dogg theorized, is that the skip intro button exists because of the theme song from Enterprise. It's been a I'm not gonna complete it. It's been a long road. But anyway, Stocks Family Farm TJ says it's a story diary style, like Anne Frank diary, but about a Christian girl being prosecuted by the Bolsheviks from 1916 to 1920, so 1925 in the U.S. Oh, damn. That's oh, hell. So that'd be an interesting... I'm trying to visualize. Damn. Oof. And so how far are you almost done with the novel, Mr. TJ? Because you said next week you're thinking that you're going to be able to publish it. I mean, if you're already almost done with it, man, you're a beast. You're on another level, brother. As much as I would love to write a novel, I don't. That's not in my wheelhouse. But it's so cool to hear. I love it when people talk about their writing because I'm fascinated by writers and artists. You know, I like it when people can come up with original works. You know, and straight from the imagination to the paper. Straight from the imagination to the paper. I love it. Like for people to even dredge up their own worlds in their own head, and it's a beautiful thing, man. Jeremy says thoughts on the new TV show Star Trek Cadets. Oh, I think you're talking about like Star Trek Academy. Oh, Jeremy M just said it's been a long time getting from there to here. No, I think it's been a long time, but my time is finally here. And I can feel the change in the wind right now. Okay. Damn it, Jeremy. Why? So anytime somebody puts Faith of the Heart lyrics in the chat, it's like, it's a drug to me. That song is a drug to me. You even mention the lyrics and I start wanting to belt it out, dude. I want to belt out Faith of the Heart, man. Let's see. TJ says, I'm close, a week or two tops. Hell yeah. I think I'm on my work break. RIP to my imagination. RIP to my imagination, says Princess Leach. And then TJ says, it'll be historic fiction, accurate with history, but a fake story. Got it. I see. The history is going to be accurate, but the character herself, himself or herself, you think you said her, is going to be a work of fiction. I see what you're saying. It would be an interesting perspective into a side of history that I don't think is talked about enough. That'd be pretty cool, actually. Nate Dogg says, no happy poops. Happy poop. Yum, yum. Happy poop. It's because... So here's the thing. Nathan gets a little butthurt because the song that shall not be named is a song that he... how do we put it? That he despises. There's two songs I think that Nathan despises wholeheartedly, and I think it's This Love by Maroon 5, and or is it Mr. Brightside? It's either Mr. Brightside by The Killers or This Love by Maroon 5 that my boy Nathan despises. And those two songs potentially, and Faith of the Heart. I don't understand the hate. I honestly, the older I get, anytime I watch Enterprise, anytime I rewatch Enterprise, I will admit I will let the song play. And then, of course, the next episode, I'm skipping the intro, obviously. But sometimes I need that Faith of the Heart boost. You know what I mean? Sometimes I need that reminder that I could do this. Jeremy M. sent a happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, yum yum. I gotta sound more like Patrick Bateman, though, when I say the happy poop, yum yums. So happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, happy poop. Or I could just be like, happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, and be like, I want to be like those e-girls. I'm like an e-girl, dude. Am I turning into an e-girl? I don't know. If that's the case, though, it's a bad time. Bad time. Hells to the yeah. Let's ride. Happy poop, yum yum. Let's see. Rodolfo, whatever, says, what's an e-girl? An e-girl is basically like I wouldn't say like an OnlyFans model per se, but it's like let's say I like to play video games and I like to live stream, but I'm a chick. So yeah, that's basically what an e-girl is, I think, to some degree. I don't know. I just know that an e-girl is just basically it's what I'm doing, but I would have tits and I would be a sexy lady. It would be the thing. I'm clearly not a sexy woman, but I'm a damn good looking man. Just kidding. But no, it's fun. It's fun. I F around on here a little too much on the internets. So TJ says it's called a Corner of the Sky, the Diary of Katya Petrova. Heck yeah, dude. Katya Petrova. Heck yeah. Dude, honestly, once it's published on Amazon, once you get it all squared away, man, send me a link, dude. Send me a link and I'll try to pump that shit up. I'll promote it. It's fun to promote shit. I love promoting books and stuff, dude. Especially when it's a book made by somebody I know, and especially when I know they got a hell of an imagination. I love it. I love it. Jeremy M is saying Garza bathwater for sale. Oh, God. Oh, boy. I'm not selling my bathwater to you, Jeremy. I'm not selling you my bathwater, bro. I don't want to be an e-girl anymore. Because e-girls got to sell their bathwater. I don't want to do that, dude. Maybe I'll start an OnlyFans or something. I'll go on OnlyFans or something like that, and we'll figure it out. Let's see, and then TJ's saying it took me a year to write. Oh, it took you damn. Well, hey, honestly, if you're writing a book in a year and you spent a lot of time, drafting, redrafting, making sure things were good, and that's impressive. Honestly impressive. That's a lot faster than I feel like most novels can sometimes. I mean, depending on the writer, if they're really, really experienced, we're talking about super duper, we're talking about Stephen King level type authors or whatever, I think even they take about a year. So the fact that you're able to get this done in about a year is pretty impressive, man. It's pimp. Jeremy M is saying maybe you should go help George Martin finish his book because he's taking 13 years for one. So, what the hell's the Game of Thrones is what it's called. That's an interesting series, man. Jeremy says, waiting forever for Winds of Winter. TJ says, I wrote 73 diary in 73? Whoa. 73 diary entries, and you have to. And what's crazy, you as the author have to get into. You have to get into that character's head that you made up. You have to figure out what that character's thinking, and how tough that is. Honestly, that's the thing that sucks. Is you have to be able to get into the character that you've created's head. And imagine their perspective. And the fact that you're able to pull 73 diary entries, even though they're all fictional diary entries, it's impressive. Especially if you can make it hyper believable. Anything that's fiction that can be in some weird way believable is impressive fiction. That's what I consider the pinnacle of impressive fiction. Jeremy M says, if you think Game of Thrones is interesting, you should read or watch Dune. It's amazing. I've heard of Dune. I've never actually taken the time to read the books or watch the movies or anything. Yeah, I mean, when you're that's the thing about writing any story. You have to do so many edits, lots of edits. Lots of, and then you have to read it again, look for any inconsistencies. I think having, I will say one thing that does help, and I've seen like writers do this, is they will create like backstories for all the characters that they're going to have in their book. They're going to they like try to frame it. Like they try to like have like, okay, what type of characters are we going to have in here? Like how are we going to describe them? What are their attributes? What's their backstory? It's wild. Storytelling's tough, dude. I mean, to me, it's tough. I think it comes easier to a lot of people. I think guys like TJ, for example, I think storytelling just comes naturally to them. I love, first off, whenever I'm talking to TJ, I love hearing his perspective on stuff because. Just to let you guys know, he's very elegant. Elegant, or was it eloquent? I think it's both. Elegant and eloquent, like at the same time. I don't know if they're the same word technically. This is why I should never write a novel. I don't even know the difference between the two words. I just know that he has an artful way of speaking. And so you guys, this is why I'm telling you guys, you don't want to miss out on this dude's live videos or his shorts. That's why I'm telling everybody, subscribe to this mofo. He's good. TJ says the first Dune movie was written about the abandoned dunes area. Oh, whoa. Really? That I didn't know. Hardest part is deciding happy or sad ending. Huh. Well, you could have a surprise ending. You know what I mean? Make it... So, Stocks Family Farm is saying I'm a smart, retarded... Well, that's basically a savant. That's kind of... Isn't that technically what a savant is? It's like somebody who's... like hyper advanced in like a couple areas, right? But in every other aspect of their life, they're not hyper advanced. Like they're kind of like they might. So I don't know, TJ. Are you saying you're a savant? I mean, hey, that's not a bad thing. Savants are awesome, man. If you have a savant-like ability, you fucking milk the shit out of that ability, man. Milk it hard. I shouldn't say milk it hard. I shouldn't say milk it hard. But, yeah. What a beast, dude. What a beast. Oh, let's see. Anthony said, if there was no MAGA or Trump, I might kind of like this guy. But Trump has made me just hate the MAGAs. What the hell? What are you talking about, Anthony? Just to let you know, Anthony, I voted for Trump in 2016, 2020, and guess what? I voted for him in 2024. And I'll tell you this. If Vance runs in 2028, I'm voting for him too. I'm not saying I'm a mega loyalist by any means, but I will say, if I have to choose between blue or red, I'm just going to go red because blue is too crazy for me. Plans within plans within plans, says Jeremy. The ending is tragic, not to spoil it. When I publish, y'all should read it. You'll cry by the third page. Damn, dude. Shit. Yeah, tearjerkers are a tough one for me. Tim Smith says, Anthony, what part of Bangladesh are you in today? Since X has started posting the countries of everyone's account, many people saying they are American live abroad and have never been to the USA. That's funny. That's funny that that X is actually revealing where people live, at least country-wise. So, like, if somebody's saying they're in the U.S., but they're actually in, like, some other country, it's like, oh. Jeremy M. says that's disappointing. What's disappointing, Jeremy? Is it disappointing that I love Trump? I mean, hey, I like him. I like him, man. Vance in my pants 2028, though. I'll say that. Most people think I'm woke because, well, I kind of look woke. I just have that woke look, I think. I don't even know what that means when I say I think there's just a certain look I have. Yoggers. Dude, Jim. By the way, everybody, Jim from Yoggers Farm. We haven't seen Yoggers in a while. What up, man? I see that banana emoji. Peeling back that banana. It's been a while since I've seen you, Mr. Yoggers. It's good to see you, brother. We all love our boy Yoggers, man. Our boy Jim, I should say, but I just call him Yoggers because I like that. I like saying the word Yoggers. Jeremy says a lot of giant mega accounts with over 1 million followers for people living in Eastern Europe. Hey, they just love the Trump daddy. Jim says, hey, Big Daddy, you're not freaking woke. Better not be. I ain't woke, dude. I look woke. I look like, I look kind of like a woke person, but you know. Let's see. No, I don't need any extra furniture. I try to keep my furniture allotment pretty minimal overall. I try to keep it as small as possible, so... I just got my rolling chairs, but I prefer to keep it that way, man. I'm a basic boy. I appreciate the offer, brother. But I was gonna say, I mean, there's probably quite a few people who would. I bet if you went on like Facebook Marketplace or something like that and like took a photo of it or something, somebody might want to buy it ASAP. You could maybe go on Facebook Marketplace and be like, hey, I'm cleaning out my dad's apartment or something, and see if maybe somebody will want to pick it up from there. Hopefully. But Yoggers, Mr. Jim says, yes, sir. I love it, Yoggers. I miss seeing you too, dude. I miss seeing you on the chat, dude. I understand, though, life gets busy, so you can't always be on the chat. I totally get it, Mr. Jim. Totally get it, brother. Big Jim says, miss Mr. Canada. Wait, Jim, are you referring to my boy Tim Smith? He is he is Captain Canada. Tim Smith is Captain Canada. Tim says, my Golden Tee Arcade 1UP arrives Thursday. Dude, hell yeah. You're going to be able to play some sweet-ass virtual golf, dude. Hell yeah. What a beast. What a stud. Jim says just put a free sheet put a free sheet of paper on it. And yeah, that's usually a good idea, man. That's usually a good idea. Put a sheet of paper on just tape it on there and then put it outside somewhere. Hopefully somebody will just pick it up and take it. It's good to see everybody on here, though. I'm considering... So, Stocks, TJ says, I'm going to start wind down. Have a good night, sir. Talk to you soon. Heck yeah, man. Just get that rest, my man. Get that rest. Use a beast, dude. Use a beast. All right, boys. Everybody, make sure you guys subscribe to TJ, by the way. Make sure you guys check out @Stocks Family Farm on YouTube. Make sure you guys subscribe real quick so that way you don't miss any of his stuff. Keep on rocking it. Jim says, free. I'm still moving our stuff from the Tulsa house to the ranch. Oh. Jim. Yeah, Jim, I didn't realize that you were still doing a move. That's wild. Heck yeah. So I am thinking about getting, I'm thinking about busting out the red frosting. I'm thinking about bringing back frosting brows. But I'm going to be doing red frosting brows tonight. I want people to know the eyebrows are back. The brow is coming back. You guys ready for this? Jim, are you ready for this? Are you ready for the brow? Right now. Okay, I'm back. Hey, thank you, Jim. I appreciate you subbing to my boy Stocks Family Farm, man. I'm trying to get him to above 1,000. He's almost there, by the way. Jim says, I need your cell phone one day or email. Yeah, I could probably just hook you up with my email. I don't really give out my personal phone number out, but I give out my email address for sure. In fact, here's my main email address that garzamedias@gmail.com. Of course, don't, obviously there's no spaces in it, but I'm doing that to make it readable. garzamedias@gmail.com. That's the email, though, Mr. Jim, if you want to ever send any emails or anything. But garzamedias@gmail.com is the primary email. Blue Nose Pity says the mate bought a castle in Scotland for 5. Meme Zogo. Let's see. Jim says, what are you doing, old son? I'm out. Jeremy M says, I'm out, dude. See, Jeremy. Why you out, Jeremy? Why you leaving, bro? Jeremy, where did you go, dude? Jim says, oh my gosh. Jim, my brony brother, I'm sorry, man. It had to come to this. How did it come to this? How did it ever come to this? We're Zaddy's back, dude. Oh, God, my boy Jim, dude. Send an email. Hell yeah, dude. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate it. I really don't give out personal phone number overall. I pretty much communicate surprisingly via email. I found the email, bro. I found the email. I usually communicate via email primarily. I don't even really text, but I don't ever like. I keep my personal phone number. I guess I could use the text now phone number. Why not? We'll see here in a second. We'll see. But at least I got your email, though. That's a good thing. But as long as I got your email, it's good. I did see the email, too. Thank you, Mr. Jim. It's fine, big dog. Thank you, Brony. My Brony brother. What up? I may eat something here in a little bit. But yeah, no, I got the red velvet, man, for the Gooner Brony brothers. It's my real shit, old son. Hell yeah, dude. I'm having fun on the YouTubes though, man. I'm digging this. I get to see Jim on here, man. I'm pimped. I'm pumped, and I'm pimped. Pimp. Heck yeah, bro. Oh, got you. Yeah, this is straight up red, surprisingly. But I was going to say, if you're colorblind and it's looking orange, yeah, it's definitely not going to look red to you. But yeah, it's red. Well, I think I put it back in the fridge, whatever. It's just red velvet, though. That's the flavor. It's Pillsbury. But back to REITs. So real estate investment trusts are one of my favorite means to investing, just because real estate's a real opportunity, right? But not everybody wants to borrow money at a specific interest rate and put a lot of like effort into something that, while real estate, I could say, is, chances are you're I don't know if I consider real estate in itself, if you're a home buyer and you're not going to rent it out, I consider that kind of like a money pit. Sure, does the appreciation of the house go up? Absolutely. But yeah, the main real estate for me is YouTube. Doing YouTube has been a huge form of real estate for me, a huge form of virtual real estate. The reason I like REITs, though, is because it's REIT. And what a REIT is, it's a real estate investment trust. Now, with real estate investment trusts, you're owning a company. And when you own that company, you are also the owner of the assets that the company owns. Now, obviously, you're not a full-out owner. You're a minority shareholder, but an owner is an owner. Even somebody with one share is just as important as the person who has 1,000,000 shares. They may not have as much say-so, but they do get rewarded on a per-share basis. So the dividend yields for a lot of REITs are pretty solid. I'm a huge fan. Also, the dividend growth for a lot of REITs is very sexy too. One of my favorite REIT out of all of them is Realty Income, without a doubt. Hands down, it is my favorite REIT, but it's not the only REIT that I own. As much as I love Realty Income, I own several different REITs. I can't name all of them right now because I can't remember all of them. Simon Property Group's one. There's a few others. There's actually VC Properties, which is nice. It's gambling properties and stuff. There's a few, any sort of REIT that owns gambling properties, I'm sold. I'm absolutely sold. Yager says we're getting ready to sell our Tulsa home. Got it. I understand. Red Wings 2 nights in a row. Agreed. So how's the process going with selling the home, man? Is everything? Are you doing okay, man? Oh yeah, I just bought S-Bit, and it's all over my tits. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. You guys got distracted by the markets. Getting ready to sell our home. I'm back. We just moved this car to the ranch. Okay, let me check the email real quick. Tulsa home and gym. Oh, damn, dude. We just moved this car to the ranch. Check it out. So that's the home. Big gym. Let's see. Oh, okay. So you still have many items to move over to the ranch. I understand. That's crazy, man. That's a beautiful house, by the way. I'm not going to show it on the screen, of course, because it's a private photo. I don't want anybody to see where my boy lives, or where he has lived or whatever. Damn, the Tulsa home is 100 years old. It's built in 1925. Oh my god, that's flipping wild, man. Asking, yeah, 850,000. Holy smokes, man! That's a high end number. I like it. So the house is 4,500 square foot. Damn, dude. That's some prime real estate. It sounds like you said it's in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So that's not bad at all, man. Oh, thank you, Nate Dogg. Happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, yum yum. Everybody likes a happy poop, yum yum. Thank you for the happy poop, my brother. I appreciate it, my brony. Gotta get Nate Dogg and his things and shit. 2 to the 1 to the 1 to the 3. Hell yeah, man. Tulsa, Oklahoma, man. That's a big... I mean, I think there probably would be some people who would take it. Do you feel like you might be asking a little too high of a price? Like, how long has it been out on the market for? Do you feel like... For example, has it been out on the market at the same price for a long time, or is it just like a recent listing? Like if you had it like listed for like 3 months or a year or 2 years or whatever? Because I mean, it's a big house. The square footage is insane for that house, by the way. It almost kind of looks like, so when I'm looking at the house itself, the picture, it kind of looks like, this is going to sound hilarious, but it kind of reminds me sort of the house from the movie Home Alone. Oh, it's not out on the market yet. I'm not going to show the photo, but if you guys can imagine, it kind of, to me, and I might be wrong in this assumption, but to me, first thought I had was this looks like the home from the movie Home Alone, sort of. It's beautiful, though, man. It's a beautiful home. E.T. wants to buy the house. E.T., you better pony up that money to Mr. Jim. Respawn Ray says, "How you doing, brother, man? Doing pretty good, man. I got the frosting brows on. I'm ready to roll, dude. I'm ready. I'm back. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it good, man." Oh, okay. You're giving the straight address. All right. All right. Let's Google this. Take a look-see here. Oh, I found it on Zillow, I think. There we go. Yeah. Oh, wow. So Zillow, interesting. So Zillow is estimating this at 400,000. That's what Zillow's estimate is. Oh, shit. So let me see here. So it's 4 bedrooms, 3 baths. Dude, this is kind of like it feels like a mini mansion a little bit. This is kind of cool. So you got 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 3,985 square footage. Hell yeah. So Zillow's estimate is 400,000, but the estimated sale range is 328,000 to 476,000. Damn. Dude, Tulsa, Oklahoma, I'll tell you what, it seems like they have, what's the term? I I mean, even the price that you were mentioning feels kind of low for it. So it's okay, 5-bedroom. Oh, okay. Okay, so they got the Zillow. Zillow is showing it wrong then, at least when it comes to the what's in it. Let me see. 1946 North Elwood Avenue, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Okay. Let me see what realtor.com says. Yeah, it seems like I don't think they actually know the. I think that realtor.com and Zillow don't know the exact specs of this house. They're giving an estimated value that I feel is probably also inaccurate. So, did you get like the house appraised or anything like that? Did you get an appraisal and they were like, "Hey, this house would sell at $800,000." Is that kind of what ended up happening? Like, hey, you could sell this for over $800,000. Because not bad. It's pretty good. I am going to make myself some ramen and eggs real quick. You guys ready for ramen and eggs? Brand new drive. The backyard is fenced. There is a koi pond. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to make myself an egg sandwich. That sounds good. We are waiting on an appraisal. Heck yeah. Yeah, because if you get it appraised, they could probably figure out like what it would be worth on the market accurately. I mean, you could still, even if the appraiser said it was worth $600,000, you could still probably try putting it out on the market for $800,000 and just see who bites. You know what I mean? I don't know how actually real estate works. I don't know how much you can overvalue a house, but you guys are the third owners? Hell yeah. Beast. Give me a few moments, folks. Actually, I realized I kind of want to make an egg sandwich real bad. I want to make like egg sandwiches tonight. I thought about doing rice and eggs, but I was like, nah, I want to do an egg sandwich. So BRB, LOL, one moment. Make sure you guys tap the subscribe button, tap the like button as well. It does help the channel grow in more ways than one. It does help in so many ways, so many forms, so many fashions. And give me a second. All right, one moment. So Jim is saying that they were the third owner. Triple Horns owned and built the house. Let's see. Tommy Triplehorn died, built the house. Let's see. And then Jim is also saying that Tommy Triplehorn was a drummer and Gary Lewis, the Playboy's Jeannie Triplehorn. That's interesting, man. Hell yeah. So, Tommy Triplehorn. I don't think I've ever heard of this. Heard of that guy, at least. I'll have to do a little bit of research, man. That's crazy. I had no idea about the history of your place, man. That's wild. What a beast. Oh, goon. Why is everybody gooning? Can you feel me? 'Cause I need you and I want you. James. Oh, whoa. That's a sick ass car. Damn, dude. Jim, that's a wild-ass car, dude. If you can sell it for more than what I am wanting, you can have the over amount. Oh, man. I think, honestly, $800,000, I don't know, like, what other advantages there are. I'm not a real estate guy, so I don't know shit about real estate. I love real estate investment trusts, though. And so yeah, because the thing is, because I'm so incompetent, in-depth, not whatever the word is, whatever the term is. Basically, because I suck at real estate and understanding real estate valuations. That's one of the reasons why I'm in REITs, because I can figure out if a company's doing good, you know, especially if they own real estate and, you know, they're leasing out the real estate, that sort of thing. Yager says that, yeah, Jim, you're right. They're building crappy houses these days, and honestly, it's a tough one, man. It sounds like you have a pretty stable, like the one in Tulsa sounds like it's a stable house. At least to me, it does. That's what I'm interpreting, at least. The lower floor is below ground. Oh, wow. Wow. Holy smokes, man. Yagers is the champion, bro. Yagers is the champ. They call me Frosting Brow. So talking a little more about real estate investment trusts, I want to give you guys some fun facts about REITs. Because, you know, originally I let the chat dictate a lot of the show, but for now I'm going to kind of go back and forth between stuff I want to talk about and REITs. So here's one fun fact about REITs. So REITs own or finance real estate. So that's kind of cool. So a REIT is basically a company that owns, operates, or finances income-producing real estate, like apartments, offices, shopping centers, warehouses, data centers, cell towers, hotels, and even more. They basically let you invest in property without being a landlord. Pretty dope. Pretty dope, if you ask me. And you know me, I would rather be invested in a company that invests in real estate and real estate and handles it. You know, it's like I want to own Coca-Cola, but I don't want to make soda. right? I want to own a real estate investment trust, but I don't want to actually work on the real estate itself. So this is where REITs can be a huge advantage. You get access to real estate markets essentially without having to bother being an actual owner of the real estate itself directly. Let's see. Jim says my house has a name. It's called an Italian Renaissance home. They get out of it. So, are you talking about with REITs? So with REITs, overall, the main advantage is they trade like stocks. So many REITs are publicly traded on stock exchanges. I'll give you an example. Like VNQ, which is Vanguard, it's one of the Vanguard Real Estate Investment Trust ETFs, SCHH, etc., those types. For ETFs that hold REITs and individual REIT stocks too, you can buy and sell them during market hours just like any other stock with no need to buy a whole building. So what's great about REITs for me is that you're buying the company. You're owning the company that owns the real estate, right? And the company profits from the leased out real estate that they own. But you as a shareholder are an owner of that company. Therefore, you're a partial owner of all of its assets as well. That's a big deal. That's what I like about REITs specifically. Now, there are a few drawbacks, and I will say one of the major drawbacks I can say is that, well, I'll tell you the advantage first. The main advantage is the diversification of real estate that they hold. The major drawback is you're not going to make as much money because there are internal management fees. There are things that go into real estate investment trusts, like property management fees, stuff like that. There's a lot of things that go into it. But at the end of the day, you still get some sort of a dividend. The price does appreciate over time. It is a way to be exposed to real estate and get pretty hefty profits and a growing dividend. So growing dividend, growing appreciating share price. I mean, it's a win-win situation in my book. Because I would prefer to focus more on my YouTube channel than a piece of real estate. Because I feel like real estate's outside of my wheelhouse of expertise. Whereas, I'm good at doing YouTube, and I'm also good at, swing trading stocks, for example. I'm able to determine the value of a stock easier than figuring out the value of a home. I could figure out if a real estate investment trust company is a good company or not by looking at their balance sheets and looking at their history. If their history is good and their earnings are great and they seem like they're managed well, that matters. Also, I will say if you own like 2 or 3 houses on your own, first off, you have to borrow the money to get that usually, unless you're just naturally rich, then you don't have to borrow, whatever. But you're paying an interest rate. I don't have to borrow any money at all to get into the real estate investment trust sector at all. Like, I can literally just buy one share of whatever I want whenever I feel like it, you know what I mean? Butterfly Kath just sent a happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, yum yum. Oh, yeah. Happy poop, yum yum. I'm licking my chops. Anyway, so back to the show. Anyway, hold on. Sorry, you guys, I'm cooking a little bit of eggs. Didn't mean to jump around. Jump up, but get down. What up, my brony baloney brothers? How you doing? Anyway, let's keep going. So overall, and we're just going to talk about REITs a little bit further. So now here's the thing. Another thing that's kind of cool about REITs that I particularly love is they must, and this is something very, very important, they must pay out most of their income. It's a U.S. rule. In the U.S., to qualify as a REIT, a company generally must distribute at least 90% of its taxable income to shareholders as dividends. That's why REITs are known for relatively high dividend yields compared to many regular stocks. I love that. As far as growth is concerned, they typically borrow money at lower interest rates because they have a AAA rated credit for the most part. So, but anyway, another fun fact is dividends are often taxed as regular income. Now, REIT dividends are usually not qualified dividends. That means in many cases they're taxed at your ordinary income tax rate rather than the lower long-term capital gains rate. Not financial advice and not tax advice. It's just what I know. Though part may be return of capital or capital gains depending on the year and the REIT. So another fun fact is you can access, well, hold on. Oh, Jim is wondering REIT or REIT. Okay, so let me spell it out real quick. So it's REIT. So REIT also stands for real estate. For anything who just tuning in, estate investment trust. That's what REIT stands for. And like I said, I'm a REIT fanatic. I talk about REITs all the time. But yeah, Mr. Jim, it is real estate investment trust. Yep. Anyway, let's continue. Let's see. Oh, also another thing is you can access REITs through ETFs, mutual funds, or single stocks. You don't have to pick individual REITs, believe it or not. Many investors use REIT index funds, ETFs. I actually have a lot of different REIT ETFs as well. Not only do I have individual REITs, I have REIT ETFs. I'm a freak for REITs, dude. Like I would love to turn this entire channel into a REIT educational center. I love real estate investment trust, dude. They're up my alley, man. But yeah, you don't have to pick individual REITs. Many investors use REIT index funds, ETFs, for instant diversification across dozens or even hundreds of REITs. You know, like examples would be like broad U.S. like REIT, global REITs, or even sector-specific REIT ETFs. That's another thing. Different sectors do behave very differently. So REITs is not just one monolith. There are like residential. It's really cool. The different sectors of real estate investment trusts will blow your mind. So you got like residential, like apartments, single family rentals. You got retail, which is like malls, shopping centers. And it could even expand beyond just malls and shopping centers for retail. It could be like 7-Elevens, like convenience stores, or any sort of place where commerce happens frequently and there's a storefront. And then there's also industrial logistics, so like warehouses, distribution centers, things like that. So it's like industrial logistics sort of REITs. There's office REITs. I love the office ones, man. However, offices seem to be dying. So I will say I do own office REITs just because I like diversification, but I've noticed that some of them are dying. But, it's still good to own because I think eventually more people will... You just don't know what the future holds. So then there's healthcare, which is like hospitals, senior housing, that sort of thing. Yeah, I love the healthcare REITs because I know there's always going to be a need for hospitals, a need for senior housing. There's always going to be people who need medical care of some kind. So owning the REITs for those is a privilege a lot of the time. And then another sector in the REITs, in real estate investment trusts, there's another sector: data centers, cell towers, self-storage, hotels, etc., those sorts of things. I will say each sector reacts differently to interest rates, economic growth, and work from home trends. So like, for instance, office ones, If work from home is completely out of favor, then office REITs will probably go back up and do better. It just depends, man. I will say office REITs took a huge hit. That's why you don't want to be all in. You don't want to be all in on one specific REIT. I think it's good to own every single REIT that you can that you know is a good one. It's frosting. I don't have any mustard. Well, I have mustard. I just don't feel like putting any on tonight. I'm going to take a shower tonight, but I just don't feel like putting any mustard on. It's just not what I'm feeling tonight, man. I appreciate the enthusiasm, my brony baloney brothers. Hell yeah. So to go a little bit further, interest rates matter a lot. Now, REITs are very sensitive to interest rates because they often use debt to finance properties. Keep that in mind. So they have to borrow money, because most of the money goes to the shareholders as profit. Now, when rates rise, borrowing costs can go up and REITs may become less attractive versus safer bonds. Now, when REITs fall or stabilize, when rates fall or stabilize, REITs can benefit from cheaper financing and potentially higher property values. So that's something to keep in mind. Yeah, that's a good thing. But yeah, so what's great about REITs and lower interest rates, they can rack up on a ton of good loans to get buildings, and it's almost like free money to borrow. Another thing is, one moment. All right, got some egg sandwiches. You guys ready to watch me eat? Here we go. All right, so we'll talk a little bit more about REITs. I'll try to answer some chat questions while I'm eating. Thank you, my brony brothers. Hell yeah. What up? Okay, here we go. Oh, yeah, I'm ready. Yum, yum. I made some eggs and I made an egg sandwich. So good. We'll get back to the REITs here in a second. But this is good. Oh. Ah. Yum, yum. Oh, yeah. So good. That's good. REITs. You need more REITs, man. REITs in your sheets. I am Locutus of Borg. Let's go. Happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, yum yum. All right, I'm going to eat another sandwich here in just a second, but another fun fact about REITs that I don't think is really talked about enough is that REITs can help with diversification and inflation hedging. real estate has historically had a relatively low correlation to some parts of the stock market and can provide diversification. Rents and property values can also adjust over time, which may help partially offset inflation in the long run, though this is not guaranteed. But yeah, things happen. I mean, like, that's the thing about REITs is they're a little bit of a different monster. They're still stocks that you could trade. But at the same time, these companies, these REITs, they own real estate and they lease it out, man. There's an advantage there. And you don't have to the only thing you have to do is pony up the money. Trade the money, you just invest into the REIT itself, and as an investor, you get all the rewards and benefits, man. There's also payout ratio and debt levels are critical. That's another thing. When evaluating individual REITs, investors often look closely at a few things like FFO and then AFFO, which basically means like funds from operations and then adjusted funds from operations, that sort of thing, instead of just EPS. Another thing you got to consider is payout ratio based on the FFO and AFFO to see if the dividend looks sustainable. You want to make sure that this is a sustainable dividend, for one. Leverage is another thing. So I will say this: when the REIT market crashed, I think it was I can't remember exactly when it crashed, but it was a few years ago, and I bought up every single REIT that I could that looked good. Because I love REITs. I think that real estate investment trusts are incredible ways to get exposure to real estate without actually having to deal with the headache of real estate. I think honestly, deep down, I think real estate's a huge headache. And there are some people who deal with it better, some who deal with it worse. I just love the ownership that I get from REITs, and it's like, it's way easier for me to own REITs than it is to own a home, in my opinion. And I'm totally fine with using the dividends that I receive from REITs to pay for like my rent and stuff like that. That's never been a problem. So it's pretty cool. Now, another thing that you got to consider is you're still exposed to real estate risk. That's a big deal. Even though you're buying a stock, your underlying risk is the real estate market in REITs' specific niche. So, for example, like office REITs might struggle if vacancies rise. Retail REITs can suffer if brick and mortar sales decline. Hotel REITs are cyclical, by the way, and they're sensitive to travel demand. REITs can drop sharply in recessions or sector-specific downturns. So they're not bond-like safety. They're equity with real estate flavor. So here's the thing. I was going to say, I don't know. I prefer to pick individual REIT stocks, but I also do like having REIT ETFs for some REITs that I just may not have in my portfolio yet, and I want exposure to those in some capacity. So, look, my whole goal is diversification at the end of the day. But I love diversifying within the real estate investment trust sectors, because when the real estate investment trust sector dips, I'm there to buy the dip. And the reason for that is because I know that I'm buying the dip on assets that are only temporarily down. They're not down forever, sort of thing. And it's something to keep in mind. Scrubby Ducky, I may consider. One of the guests that I do need to get on here though soon is Tim Smith. Tim Smith is my boy. But yeah, real estate investment trusts are incredible, man. I'm just surprised that more people, I know that there's a few channels that talk about REITs, but it's sad when YouTube finance is littered with idiotic crypto bros trying to tell me that crypto's worth a dime when it's really worth zero. In intrinsic value purposes. I don't consider perceptual value to be anything of real value. When something has zero intrinsic value and all of it is composed of perceptual value, I have a real problem with it. I have a real problem with crypto in general. I just think that it's not that I don't understand it; it's that I do understand it. That's why I'm afraid of it. Because I know it's stupid. I know it doesn't mean anything in the end. Crypto is grifto. It really is. It's for grifters. It's for creepy porn lawyers and stuff like that. Crypto sucks. And I'm always happy to say that because if more people can at least admit the truth about crypto, that it's a Ponzi scheme, the world will be a better place. We got to stop glorifying Ponzi schemes, man. We just got to stop that. And I think we glorify... sorry, you guys. Well, we glorify Bitcoin a little too much, if you know what I mean. I think Bitcoin is Clickcoin at the end of the day. Here's the thing. Cryptocurrencies, first off, Bitcoin crashed hard. It deserved to. Because what is crypto? Crypto's crapto. Like, crypto sucks, dude. Crypto is always gonna suck. Alright. I love how angry a lot of the crypto bros get when I talk shit about crypto. All crypto's crap, you know. All crypto's crapto. Oh, yeah. I hope there's a lot of gooners. I don't know how many people are gooning right now, but I support it. Now I'm getting a pretty good amount of views. I'm getting a pretty sexy amount of views overall. Let's see. Scrubby Ducky saying we just tag whatever we call a currency to represent actual resources, whether that be numbers on a screen, gather through algorithms to pieces of paper. Yeah, I don't know. Here's the thing. It's Scrubby Ducky. I don't think you understand what intrinsic value is. And this is something that I need to start teaching people. Market value means nothing at the end of the day. What matters most is the intrinsic value of the asset you're trying to evaluate. What is its usefulness? What is its productivity? What does it do? If you look at Bitcoin as a pure product and try to get to the root of what it really is not valuable. You're trading your dollars in for strings of zeros and ones. Strings of data. And that's about it. Bitcoin doesn't do anything. It's not worth any, and of course it's easy to transmit. It's called the internet. Bitcoin in itself is not valuable. I think Bitcoin's a fascinating experiment, but it doesn't have intrinsic value, and therein lies the main issue. So what exactly is a lol cow? So I'm so curious, dude. What the hell is a lol cow? I've heard people say the word, but what is it? I want to know what the heck is a lol cow. By the way, I'm eating egg sandwiches. Ooh. They're very good, by the way. I love my egg sandwiches. Do you guys eat a lot of egg sandwiches at all? I gotta check my fantasy football. Ooh, there's a chance I might win. In fact, there's a very good chance I might win this week. I didn't think I'd win fantasy football this week, but the odds are really stretched out in my favor here. And if I do win, it's going to be by barely. And we're talking barely. Oof. I'm just hoping that the 49ers defense can screw up royally tomorrow, because they've been pretty crappy all year. So if 49ers defense can really lay an egg, basically, oh yeah, they've been shitty. Okay, well, I guess as long as 49ers have shitty defense tomorrow, I win against my boy, dude. I win against my boy. Who are they playing? They're playing the Panthers. I don't know if the Panthers have an even better defense or not, but Panthers got just as bad of chances. So I got to make sure that, well, I can't really do anything. I mean, obviously it's hopefully Carolina finds a way to like win a game, or not win a game, but like score points sort of deal. That's kind of the goal at this point. But yeah, the 49ers defense has been god-awful this year. Like, they've been terrible. So hopefully that streak continues against Carolina. And if it does, then I win this week's fantasy, and then I have a 9-game winning streak. I'm actually a little shocked by this. I might be able to win another fantasy football game. By barely. Let's see. Can I explain tokenization? I mean, it's a stupid process, but yeah, sure, I'll explain it. Basically, tokenization is basically representing a crypto token of some kind, like let's say USD, the US dollar crypto that exists. That's a form of tokenization to the US dollar, if I remember right. I can't explain it fully, but I do know it's stupid. Like, tokenization of anything, crypto just is dumb. I don't understand. Like, I understand it. That's why I think it's dumb. I think most people who are crypto advocates don't fully understand crypto. I really do. I think if they did understand crypto, they wouldn't be crypto advocates. It's funny because like all the smart people are against crypto, but I will say even dumb people are for it. And like sadly, Trump is so dumb for loving it. I love Trump too. Like I'm a Trump fanboy at the end of the day. But crypto is grifto. Crypto sucks. It is a Ponzi. It's a Ponzi scheme. It's a legal one, unfortunately. But cryptocurrency, it blows, dude. Cryptocurrency blows up the ass. Make sure you guys like the stream, though, if you can, and hit the subscribe button. Look, I mean, crypto is just grifto. It's all grifter currency. And only grifters get into cryptocurrency. It's as simple as that. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, Larry Fink explained it. Okay, Bra Logic, can you explain tokenization then? Enlighten me on why tokenization matters so much and why cryptocurrency is the future. Like, for instance, there's a gold crypto, right? And it's backed by gold, actual bars of gold from what I've heard. But it's not purely decentralized because there's a company that holds onto that gold. Therefore, it's not really cryptocurrency because isn't cryptocurrency decentralized in some way? If you add centralization to it, it no longer becomes centralized. So why would I even bother buying a token of gold or buying a tokenization of US dollar when I could just buy the US dollar or earn it, however, or get gold? Why would I need the tokenization process? That sounds stupid. Just own the gold. I think dollars are stupid, by the way. I think the US dollar is ridiculous. I think US dollar, Bitcoin, all crypto is fiat. All cryptocurrency is fiat currency. If you guys can, though, like the stream. It does help the stream a lot. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. The more likes we have, the better. It helps the stream grow. But yeah, like it. Tap that like button, baby. Let's roll. Let's do this. Let's ride. The contents of your fridge appearing on your face is what a lol cow is, my friend. Okay. How does this sound compared to REITs? I love REITs, by the way. REITs are actually valuable because they're actual companies. You're owning it. If you buy at least one or more shares, you're buying ownership. You are an owner in that company. And as an owner, you get some of the benefits of being an owner. You get dividend payouts. I don't know what all the benefits are, but every company is different. But I love dividends, though. I live for the dividends. I live for the appreciation of the value of the company. I love it. I love investing in great companies, and I look for the good ones, man. Gary Turnbull says, listen, what if a gold mine is divvying up gold? They will tokenize their business as it generates more gold. What? Digging up gold, they will tokenize them. what do you mean tokenize their business? That just sounds stupid. How about not? I just think the whole tokenization thing is just... I'm not going to say what I think because, I don't know. I'm going to say... because I'll get banned. But I'll say it's the R word. Tokenization is the dumbest concept ever. It really is. Why would I tokenize? Why would I buy a gold token, right? Why would I buy a gold crypto token when I could just own the gold? You know? Why go through the extra steps? Because there's going to be a company that has to hold the gold. There's going to be some sort of entity that has to hold the gold, right? So if you tokenize gold, it's not decentralized. Do you see what I'm saying? I hope you get it. See if you do. Gary says, I am invested in FCM. They are going to launch a token. They are a gold exploration company in Canada. Of course, they're Canada. They're trying to be woke. I don't know. Just buy stock in the company. Owning a tokenized version of the company is stupid. Just... Is it a publicly traded company? Because if it's not, it sounds like a scam. If they're publicly traded, just buy the shares. And if it's not, why would you buy the tokenization of a company like that? I mean, it's a gold mining company. That sounds fantastic. But if it's not publicly traded in some sort of way, I'd be pretty wary of that. Okay, it's cool. Guy, if you want, I'm not a financial advisor, so I say you do it. You do you, boo. Talk to a financial advisor first, though. That's my recommendation. Another thing I will say is, like I said, not financial advice, just for educational and entertainment purposes only. That's about it. But yeah, I do. I love talking about REITs, though. I hate being too negative on crypto because I feel bad for crypto. Crypto is just, it's literally decentralized private money. And it's not really even money. Yeah, it's just extra routes for fun. I don't know. I still think tokenization of anything is stupid. I just don't think that you should give any credit to crypto in general. I just don't think it's worth it. I think that crypto is a form of grifter currency, and I do think bad people, for the most part, I'm not saying everybody who uses crypto is bad. I'm just saying it's typically used by cyber criminals and ransomware attackers. It's just not good. It's not good. It's a dirty system. Thank you, Roman. I appreciate it. I do have a very sexy beard. Yeah, no, it's not. As little as you're going to hate hearing this, as much as you're going to hate hearing this, Scrubby Ducky, crypto is first off, is being widely known as a Ponzi scheme. Most people are aware of it, and they know it's a Ponzi, dude. Smart people understand, if you're intelligent, you'll understand that Bitcoin and all cryptocurrencies are Ponzi schemes used by crappy people, and it's not good. Now, if you want to be a part of it, you be a part of it. It doesn't mean you're crappy. It doesn't mean you're stupid. It just means that you're a smart person who probably doesn't understand finance. And that's okay. That's okay. Just because something is new and shiny does not mean it's revolutionary. That is something to keep in mind. Just because something is new and shiny does not mean it's revolutionary. One thing about the Bitcoin MLM is what I like to call it at this point. It's a decentralized multi-level marketing scheme is what I would like to call it. Because when you think about it, I mean, Bitcoin really it's a scam. It's a scam. Have I researched Michael Saylor? Yeah, I know Michael Saylor. He's a fool. Let's see. Gary says Bitcoin is a stock market that doesn't shut down when time zone. Yeah, here's the thing. Bitcoin is not a stock market. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency. Of course it can go 24/7. It's a fucking decentralized cryptocurrency, but it doesn't mean it's valuable. There's nothing about Bitcoin that is intrinsically valuable. It's not backed by gold. It's not backed by anything except for the open source software, which anybody can have access to. And the open source software can be, in a sense, used to create another network that can compete with Bitcoin. Hence, all the other cryptos out there that compete with Bitcoin every day. Eventually, though, the market bubble's going to pop. It already did, actually. You know, all you Bitcoin bros said that Bitcoin was going to go to $150,000, and look where it's at now. It's at like 86,000. I hope Bitcoin goes down to 40,000, and then next month, I hope it goes down to 20,000, just so you all can realize that you participated in greater fool theory, and you were the fools who were dumb enough to hold the bag for too long. Simple as that. Make sure you guys like the stream, though. Hit the like button. Scary Ducky says, I don't agree with the current system, but due to its gain and how far it's come into society, as easy as it is to trade, it's... Yeah, no, here's the thing. Just because it's easy to trade, which honestly, of course it's easy to trade, it's zeros and ones, for God's sakes. There's nothing... So I can understand if you want to trade things that are valuable, like stocks. Stocks are valuable because you're trading pieces of ownership in actual companies, right? You're buying ownership in companies. That matters. That makes sense to me. But buying cryptocurrency and thinking it's a real investment, I mean, yeah. Gary says it's backed by the power and human effort that's made it valuable. Okay, first off, the scarcity was created by a person. So whoever programmed Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto or whatever the frick his name is, the person who programmed Bitcoin implemented the scarcity into the program. It's not made by nature. Therefore, the scarcity could be whatever it wants to be within the program itself. That artificially constructed scarcity doesn't make it real money. In fact, it makes it even more artificial because it's not based in reality. Also, it's backed by the power and human... So there is no human effort that really truly goes into Bitcoin. There's none. And also, you're wasting electricity to mine Bitcoin. I think mining Bitcoin is the biggest waste of electricity ever seen, because Bitcoin, in a sense, is a net negative society. I don't care how scarce Bitcoin is. if something is scarce, but it's not intrinsically valuable, there could be 1 or a million. It won't matter. It doesn't have any intrinsic value, so why would anybody truly want it? There has to be a reason that it's valuable. Not just because everybody thinks it is, or people think it's going to go up one day. FOMO, FOMO, FOMO. Bitcoin is the epitome of FOMO. It's the epitome of fear of missing out. And the language that is used by a lot of Bitcoin bros reminds me so much of MLM schemes. It's insane. It feels like it's one of the biggest MLM schemes. Everybody's like, if you don't get in now, you're going to get poor. It's like, dude, I got in a long time ago. I just think Bitcoin sucks. I haven't sold my Bitcoin holdings. I just bet against Bitcoin using leverage ETFs like the SBIT because I know deep down Bitcoin is stupid. And it deserves to go have a market value of 0. Yeah. And I think if anybody's legit, even myself, I think my Bitcoin position deserves to go to 0. Although then again, if it did go to 0, my SBIT position would go through the roof, which would be beautiful, by the way. But yeah, no, Bitcoin is stupid. Bitcoin at the end of the day is just really, it's a childish investment and it's pretty dumb. I don't believe in it. What up, my brony brother? How's it going, my brony baloney brother? Make sure you guys hit the like button, by the way. If you guys like the stream, it does help quite a bit, so any likes we can get, the better. Let me see. All right, let's see. All right, my brony brothers, let's roll. Let's get it. Damn, you're with the United States Marine Corps now? Dude, what a beast. Congratulations, man. Congratulations, brother. That's wild, brother. Hell yeah. Get it, my man. Get it. Oh, what a beast. Oh, what a man. It's good to see everybody on here, man. I'm having a good time. All righty. Oh, it's okay, man. You can only join when you can. I get it. It happens, brother. It happens. I'm just glad to see you on here, man. Give me a few moments, you guys. I'm trying to sort out a couple things. I'm trying to get things all figured out. If you want my body and you think I'm sexy, come on, sugar, let me know. If you really need me, just reach out and touch me. Come on, sugar, tell me so. Oh. I'm having ChatGPT evaluate something. Oh, dude, Scrubby Ducky, it's okay, brother. You're not an asshole. You just believe in Bitcoin, and that's okay. I think Bitcoin, I think all crypto sucks. It's just, it's not a dog on you, by the way. I mean, you're probably a pretty intelligent person. You just, I just believe that something with an intrinsic value of 0 should not be romanticized. That's all. It's my take on it, at least. But yeah, no need to apologize, Mr. Scrubby Ducky. I appreciate you, though. But make sure you guys tap the like button, though. The more likes we get, the better. It does help this channel grow. It does help this show grow in many ways. Yeah, here's the thing, Scrubby Ducky. It does. Even the dollar gets romanticized. Even currencies get romanticized, even though currencies have zero intrinsic value. There's nothing backing it. There's no gold backing the dollar. Jake says, never join the United States Marine Corps without confidence. That'd be a challenge, man. Sounds like you got a lot of confidence. Have you been doing pretty well? Hopefully you're doing really well, man. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping you're succeeding in your adventures there. It's probably tough, man. But I've got no doubt that you'll succeed, my brony. Oh, okay, you're a sergeant. All right, well, you... Oh, okay. I thought this was a recent thing. I didn't realize that... I didn't realize you were a sergeant. That's crazy, man. Congratulations, bro. I don't know how recently you became a sergeant or how long, but congratulations for getting up to that ranking, brother. That's incredible. It's unreal. So Jake is saying 2 weeks ago you were a platoon. Okay, platoon, okay. It's wild. That's wild, brother. Hey, Scrubby Ducky, you have yourself a good night, brother. You have yourself a good night, all right, man? It's good to see you on here. Oh, I'll give you a salute, man. Hell yeah. Let's all give a salute to Mr. Jake Pierce. We'll give a... Hell yeah, Jake. You're a beast, man. You're a beast. What a stud. Hell yeah. But yeah, so back, I will say back to talking about real estate investment trust, though. Look, I'm a hands-off kind of guy. I'm hands-on certain things, but I'm hands-off on other things. So I like to invest in things that I know about, but I'm not good at. For example, I like to invest in everything, to be honest. I like to invest in Coca-Cola. I like to invest in tobacco companies. you name it. I'll invest in just about any company as long as it's valuable. And when I say valuable, I mean as long as it's a productive asset, as long as it's providing goods and services, is effective at it, low cost of operation, little debt, you name it, tons of profit, boom. Have I ever shot a scardactyl? No. Not, at least not that I know of. Not in my life, man. So Jake is saying it's a heavy machine gun. It's wild, man. But no, I've never actually used anything like that. It'll throw your boots off. Damn. Well, I can imagine the kickback. If it's a big machine, you'd be like, dude. Whew. Shinobi Swag says, what up? Question, does the carpet match the drapes? And am I related to the Yosemite Sam? It's crazy, though, the big machine gun like that'll throw your boots off, though. It's wild. Crazy, man. I like it. But welcome to the show, everybody. Now, I am going to take a small break. This particular episode's been about REITs, but I will do another episode here, probably in a few. I'm going to end this particular stream, though, and we're going to talk about more current events. Even though we talked about REITs, I wanted to give you guys kind of a, I probably only educated you guys like for about 30 minutes on REITs, and that's about it. But other than that, I was just answering all the questions in the chat. But I want to say, make sure you guys tap the like button, tap the subscribe button. We really appreciate it. It does help the channel grow. Is that the closest we'll get to a truffle shovel? It broke your shoulder? Damn, dude, damn. I just wanted to, I wanted the red brows, the red goatee. I am going to make I'm going to be doing a live video again here in a few moments. Well, I need to take a break. I need to sit down. I need to fold some clothes. I need to take a bit of a mental break. My mind's a little bit hazy at the moment, but I'm a red man. I'm a red boy. They call me the red man. But yeah, I'm going to be taking just a little bit of a break. Probably read a few pages of one of my books. And just kind of chill for a bit. But thank you, Jake. You're the man, dude. My nickname is Private. So Jake Pierce, you're saying 10-4. So my nickname's Private, huh? All right. Well, I appreciate that, Jake. Do your thing, homie. Well, yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, make sure you guys tap the like button, tap the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. Super chats and gifts, they do get priority. So we're going to be doing a live stream probably in 30 minutes. I don't know. I'm not going to give you guys a firm estimate, but one that I think I'll probably, yeah. I know I got to fold some clothes and I got to just kind of just sit it down for a little bit and chill. But anyway, I'll see you guys on the next episode. Thanks a lot, you guys. And I hope you guys got a little bit of information on the whole real estate investment trust process and why it's good, at least why it's... If you want to save time in your life and you don't want to be super duper involved in real estate and you want diversification on a massive scale, so diversification and you don't want to work on real estate that much, real estate investment trusts can be incredible. I prefer them. I prefer owning a ton of different REITs. The dividends that I get are fantastic. They grow over time for the most part. It's just good to be diversified. I want to say that right now. Diversification is the key. Share appreciation price, which is unbelievable. So always keep that in mind. Just so many good things. I love REITs. They're not the safest thing in the world, so you don't want to be just involved in one sector. You still want to be involved in other companies and stuff like that because REITs can be very interest rate sensitive with the share price. But having said that, it's also fun to buy REITs on the dip. I prefer to buy REITs on the dip. It's my ninja way overall. But I do want to thank you guys. Thank you, Jake. I appreciate you. Thank you, Nathan. Nate Dogg, I should say. But yeah, I appreciate you all. See you on the next episode. I'll see you soon enough.